Many homeowners assume that they should wait until spring to sell their homes. But real estate experts say the holiday season can actually be one of the smartest times to list. This flies in the face of what we've been told all along. Steph Mahon is an agent and owner at Dwell, New Jersey, and we say good morning to Steph.
Hey Ken, how are you? Good morning.
Good. Excuse the this mellifluous voice that I have right here. Pardon me. So I think, and I was among these. A lot of sellers think the holidays are a bad time to list, and I think they worry, as we always did in the past, and the number of homes we've sold, that if you list in the holidays and people aren't looking for homes, then it's going to sit on the market, and that looks bad. So why are they wrong?
Yeah, my first holiday season in the business, my very first December, I got a call that first week from a client who didn't know me. And your first year in the business, usually your only clients are those who know you personally. They had accepted a role across the country, so they needed to relocate and do it quickly. We needed to list the house in December. So pressure was on because, first of all, they didn't know me. And second of all, it was December and I had no idea what I was doing in the business. So, I followed the rule that I followed the entire year, spring, fall, and what worked well, which is price right and present right. We brought the home to market the second week in December. To my surprise, we had multiple offers and it did sell significantly over asking. And I thought to myself, you know what? There is something to this December holiday kind of list season because it's so much more about strategy, even more so than timing. So if you price right, present right, the buyers are still out there and they are still looking. Ken, if you think about it, most buyers that look throughout the year, they have alerts on their phone. It's online shopping these days when it comes to homes. And these alerts, they don't turn them off during the holidays. They may not be thinking about them, but if the right home does pop up and it is presented well and it is priced right, they'll make their way out to see it and they will place offers.
Oh, no question. I mean, we have, my family and I, we keep Realtor.com, Redfin. We get the alerts constantly because in the next year we're looking to buy. We're renting right now for the first time in decades, and
Yep.
no question, we're always looking. And yes, though there are fewer homes popping up than in the summer, they are still popping up. But I think maybe all the other realtors have cleared the way for you because they all think that it's not a time to list. So now Steph is the only real estate agent out there, and that's why you have an open roadway for if anybody needs a real estate agent right there. There you got it. So that's fascinating. This flies right in the face of everybody, but clearly you have the experience to show that it works. So you think that the lower December inventory may also impact not only the buyer's behavior, but could also impact the price?
Absolutely. You do need to price specifically, strategically. And when it comes to, for those of you who are watching the market, if you do see homes that are sitting in December, it's usually for one specific reason. You do still have to play the game as a seller if you want to win. We've been in a seller's market here in New Jersey for going on 5 years now, and it is an easy game to win, but you do still have to play it. So homes that you see that are sitting in December usually made the very common mistake where the sellers will have looked at maybe what their neighbors sold for last month or the month prior, and they said, oh, you know what? He sold at X, so I'm going to list at X because I can get that. So that's really where the problem lies. And that's kind of a big mistake that sellers make is thinking that they can replicate the results that their neighbor created just a month prior, but they're not going about it necessarily the same way. So, for homes that are sitting or for sellers who are considering selling in December, what I would advise you is to list where your neighbor listed. And they got that, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it may be over ask price, but you're not going to be able to replicate those results if you go about it differently.
No, we know somebody who recently wanted to sell their home and their neighbor beat them to it to the market. And the neighbor had to get out of their home and they sort of distress sold it and sold at a low price. And it just destroyed our friends. Our friends were able to sell for a little bit above, but it created, let's just say, a little ripple effect in the neighborhood. Well, if that house sold for this is a comp, and et cetera. So there's always that could happen, but that's a rarity. What is
Absolutely.
the
Yeah. You
right
want to lean
now?
on your agent. Sorry, go ahead.
Right, that is not typical, thankfully. I know it's look, it's a holiday season. People want to put up their holiday lights. and they may be selling their home with the holiday lights up. But where is the line between being festive and distracting when preparing a home for showings?
Yeah, you want to make it, keep it really classy. Try to keep personal items down when it comes to the holiday decor. Lots of greenery, lots of white lights. There obviously, I get asked a lot, do we keep a tree up? If a tree fits in the home nicely, it just does create such a warm environment for buyers as they walk through a very homey environment. They can picture themselves in the space, for sure. But really, if you have to move furniture around your home, then I would advise really not putting that tree up. But many homes, they do have these beautiful grand hallways. It's nice to keep a nice tree there, and I would say greenery and white lights all around. And along those same lines, when you're thinking about homes that do have more of a grand space, if you are looking to buy or sell more in the high end, one way to do that sort of in the holiday season is to go about it privately. So we've done that as well. It's nice to kind of bring select buyers and not necessarily put it out there for the whole world to see, but bring buyers in one at a time. And it's a different way of going about it, but also very feasible.
We had friends, actually a former neighbor who was a professional stager. That's what she did. And her advice always was take all the personal photos off the wall, anything showing family or names, take them off. And then she also said, whatever you have out, remove 25% of it to declutter the house. Even if you think it looks perfect the way it is, take out 25% of everything in every room and everything will appear larger. To us, it appears too cavernous, but to somebody walking in, it appears spacious. So that was great
Yeah.
advice. And every time we've taken her advice, we've sold our homes. The last home we just listed, we sold in 3 days. So,
Yeah,
and we
absolutely.
got above. So it does work. Sometimes you got to listen to other people.
You know what, Ken? We're a full service team, so we do all of that for our sellers. So we come in, we pack everything up very nicely and neatly, label it for you, and then we leave it looking like perfection, like a magazine.
That's the way to do it, right? Hey, how can sellers position their homes right now to really stand out in a low inventory market?
Yeah, it's all about presentation. So, like I said, you're online shopping as buyers, so it you really do want to present the home as if it looks like a magazine. So many sellers say, "Oh, you know what? A buyer will just change this, or a buyer will just change that if they don't like it." But I'll let you in on a little secret. When you have multiple offers that come in on a home, maybe you have five, maybe you have 10. In every home, there is what I like to call a crazy buyer. And it's that crazy buyer for every home that is going well above and beyond all of the other offers that come in. They're the ones that want that house. And it's the crazy buyers, to be honest, that are driving up the market, the prices right now. Just that one buyer in every house.
Got to stop
So if
you.
a
We got to stop you right there, Steph. Only because
oh,
we're out of time. We're up against a
you
hard
got it.
break. But quickly, what's the website in 10 seconds? A website for more
Yep.
info.
Dwellnewjersey.com. Check us out.
Awesome. Agent and owner at Dwell, New Jersey, Steph Mahon. Thank you for coming on this morning. Happy
Thank
holidays
you,
to you and
Ken.
go sell.
Happy holidays.